Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Max and today I'm very tired. I just got back from speedrunning to the shops twice because the first time
I forgot the money
to get these and they only had an £8 3-pack. I only needed one, so anyway, I need those because today we're going to be working in this, which for some strange, unfathomable reason, every other page has this weird pre-printed outline, which makes no sense. Because if you were going to do that, why not do it on both pages? And also, why do it in the first place? Who is this helping? No one. You're making it difficult. So I need these to get rid of that. Now, you've not seen this before, and that's because it's new. It says sketchbook. That's false advertising. I'm not using it as a sketchbook. I'm using it as a journal. I want to call it a bullet journal, but I'm very confused as to what that is because Pinterest seems to be telling me that a bullet journal is where you track your feelings and your habits and stuff. But then all those aesthetic people on YouTube, they plan. They plan their days and their years and their weeks and their months and their shopping, and I don't want to do that. But I also, if that's what a bullet journal is, I don't want to label what this is as a bullet journal. Maybe I'll just call it an art journal for now, and then if you guys know what it is, then you can tell me. It's the new year. I've already done all my year pages, which I'll show you in a second, but I'm going to be doing my monthly setup in this video. Do excuse the disgustingness that is my desk. I did try to clean it, but it wouldn't come off. It's alright, you won't have to look at it for long because I'm going to open this up and it will all be covered up. I'm just going to show you the first couple pages, which are my yearly summary overview page things. So you'll see. You can just about keep Gonk on the side there. Right, this is the first page. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else that's in this book. This is Ebony, who is an OC of mine. This is a title page. Title here. All the weird copyright stuff that the publisher seemed to need to include for whatever reason. And then this is the first, bullet journal-y page. It's basically a 2023 daily emotion tracker. So it's like the A Year in Pixels thing, but just nicer. So instead of all of the days being a square, they're a flower, and every month is a different type of flower. And if you don't know what the Year in Pixels thing is, it's basically every day you colour in one of the squares, or in my case flowers, with a different colour that represents how you felt that day, which it's kind of weird because we have a lot of different feelings in a day, so I might struggle with picking one, or I might have to do multiple. Most of the flowers have sections to them, little balls or petals, so maybe I could incorporate multiple. This is my New Year's resolutions page, plural, even though there's only one, and my resolution is to just be nicer. Not that I'm not nice, or I don't go around bullying people or anything, but you can never be too nice. And I've got this point system here, if you can see it, and I've got all the point totals that I'm going to put in here, and we're just going to see how many I can get and see if I can do every day. And the specific things are basically just being nice. Compliments, offering help, listening to people, doing stuff that you're not going to get thanked for, or you're not asked to do, organising someone's pencils for them, I don't know. And this page, I noticed just now, isn't actually finished, but it's a dream tracker, where basically, with that other one, there's different colours that represent different things, and you colour in all the different days or nights or whatever on the baubles. And then this page is blank because it's for like new words, and I'm going to decorate it at some point, but I've got a lot to do and this isn't a priority, so we're just going to skip it for now. And this is the page we're going to work on today, and it's my January overview page. And the way I'm going to set it up is a bit different to how I've seen other people do it, but I'll explain that when I start doing it. So I'm starting off the spread by tearing up some lined paper and putting it in the corners to build up a bit of a background. I do this in quite a lot of my spreads because it just adds a little bit more depth and variety to what's going on behind all of the stuff that's on top. And you'll notice that the shadows are a little bit funky in the first part of the video. That's because it's quite early in the morning and so the shadows are really long. And I'm outlining the bits of lined paper with just a black felt tip pen, and in the middle I'm doing this drawing here, and you might be able to guess who it is. If you can't, then that's fine because I can't really draw that well anyway. It's Billie Eilish, back in the day, silver hair mode Billie Eilish. And you might be wondering what that has to do with my January spread. Basically, the way I'm doing my January spread is that instead of doing that thing where, a bit like for the yearly one, where you do a colour for all your different feelings or whatever, I'm gonna do every day a different Billie Eilish line that describes my experience of the last 24 hours. And so I'm drawing Billie Eilish because some of the lines are gonna fit onto the drawing itself. Like most of them will be in her hair, and then some on her hat, I'm guessing. And I'm doing it like that because I'm already doing the colour for my feelings thing with the yearly one, and I thought this would be a bit more interesting and it goes into a bit more depth about what's going on. And also I really like Billie Eilish. I'm also going to apologise for how my hair keeps popping up and photobombing. It's because it's quite a big notebook. I've got to have the camera way up high to fit everything in above my head, so yeah. After I did that, I cut out all these bits of card. I've got mostly purple, but a couple blue ones as well. And these are going to be for the title. So I got my Tipp-Ex out, my fresh new Tipp-Ex, and I wrote January on the cards, but I got the J round the wrong way by accident, so I went and put all the other ones around the wrong way to make it fit. But I realised afterwards I could have just flipped the card over and drawn it again instead of making the whole thing look funky, but it adds character, I guess, so yeah. And the blue cards I did for the A's so that they match a bit better. I use this style of heading quite a lot in this book because it's fun and it looks cool, and it's quite repeatable because you can switch up the fonts each time, so it doesn't always look the same. And I picked this particular version of Billie Eilish to put in this because she's wearing a hat, and you wear hats in January because it's cold, so I thought it kind of was sort of related. And also because January is also Veganuary for some people, and Billie Eilish is vegan, so it sort of has a bit of credibility if you think about it. After I outlined all the letters, I went around and trimmed all the edges of the card so that it was a bit smaller, so that everything fit together nicely on the page. After I organised them into the correct layout, I got out my glue stick and started sticking them down. I stuck them down in this sort of uneven higgledy-piggledy sort of style because I thought that fitted with the mismatchy fonts vibe that I had going. And next I got my black felt tip back out and gave two of the edges a outline. For the heading that's above that, I put down some washi tape that was in colours like purpley blues that matched the January that's underneath it, and I cut down a rectangle on some sticker paper to partly cover up where I made a bit of a mistake, but also because I needed to put that down on the other side to cover up the lined paper. And then I outlined that rectangle and I wrote down a Billie Eilish and put some flowers in the corner, and it says a Billie Eilish because it's a Billie Eilish January, which because it's a Billie Eilish January, you know, it makes sense, I think. I'm saying it out loud now and it sounds a bit ungrammatical. It's like using Billie Eilish as an adjective, which is fine. Next, I went back down to the Billie Eilish face and I coloured it in. and I was originally intending to use those felt tips that you can see to the side there, and I did that and it looked absolutely disgusting, so I stuck a fresh piece of paper over it and drew the face again, which you can probably tell because the nose looks a bit different. It's kind of weird. It's like an alien nose. It's a bit misshapen, but it's better than having a weird blue face of weirdness, which I'm making her face blue anyway, for the color palette reasons, but it was just very in your face before, and now it's more like soft and gentle and deliberate. The technique I used to colour it in was I did a base layer of light blue that you can't really see because of the light, but then afterwards I added purple and pink to sort of accent it instead of having the whole thing be blue. And I do this on quite a lot of my drawings of people because I can't do skin. I can't do skin colours at all, so I just make them weird funky Shrek colours and say that it's an artistic choice. But in this instance, it was actually, like, for a purpose. I did it so that it tied in with the rest of the page, and also because I want each of the months of this year to have, like, a colour theme. So it's going to be blue and purple on January, and then on February it's probably going to go, like, in rainbow order. So it might be, like, blue and green next, or purple and red next, or something like that. I did actually eventually crack out the felt tip pens to do the rest of Billie Eilish, like the everything that wasn't her face, basically, so her hat and her hair. And this just shows you how pungent these felt tips are. The colours, they're very saturated and obvious, and if you can picture that on her face, and how there's no tonal variation and it's all just a big blur of vibrancy, that looked horrible, and it bled through and everything, so there's still, like, the ghost of purple Billie Eilish haunting me on the other side of the page. I kept within the colour theme, and I made her hat a blue, and then her shirt was purple. I left her hair blank because partly I couldn't decide what colour to do it. I'm probably going to end up doing it with pencils, but also because I wanted to see how it looked with the writing on it before I added any colour, because it might end up looking a bit, like, overwhelmed and cluttered. I then got the black felt tip back out and gave her entire silhouette and outline to tie it in with the outlines on the paper on either corner, and then I, like, thickened it up, and I don't know if I regret this decision or not, because it looked like there was some sort of, like, creepy shadow monster standing behind her, which it's quite a Billie Eilish thing to do, but I don't like it. It kind of scares me when I open it now. Next, I got my sticker paper back out, and I cut out 4 rectangles, and these were going to be each of the weeks in January, but they're not precise. It's not like there's a bit of overlap between the weeks. And I wasn't originally going to do this, but there was a lot of space left over that I wasn't expecting, so I thought I'd chuck in a bit of a calendar and kind of follow the trend of all the planning people that I mentioned who plan. And I don't like to plan, but I added this anyway in the name of Billie Eilish. So I put these washi tape strips very messily for deliberate artistic reasons around all of the outlines of the rectangles to give it a bit of a frame, to make it look a bit less lost, give it more purpose. After I did that, with great difficulty, I peeled off the backing for the stickers and I stuck them down on their little holders. And I also added some extra washi tape over the top. I can't remember why, I thought it was necessary. I then numbered all the little boxes. There's 8 numbers per box. And here's the finished result. I know it doesn't look very finished, but that's just because I've not filled it out yet. But thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.